The stars stretched endlessly across the void, silent witnesses to countless wars and miracles. Captain Elias Thorne had always loved that silence, until it turned against him. His ship, the Horizon Wing, was supposed to be on a simple scouting mission beyond the Andros Belt. But fate, or maybe something far older, had other plans. A sudden flash tore through space, followed by alarms that screamed like dying beasts. Elias fought the controls, but gravity itself seemed to pull him toward a hidden world wrapped in a crimson haze. His last conscious thought before blacking out was of the planet's surface, alive, pulsing, almost breathing. When he opened his eyes, he wasn't in his ship anymore. He lay amid silver grass that shimmered like liquid moonlight. The air was thick, almost heavy with energy. He could hear heartbeats, not his own, echoing faintly in the distance. As he rose, his suit systems flickered, damaged beyond repair. The translator barely worked, and his weapon was gone. Then he heard it. A voice, low and melodic, vibrating through the air. It wasn't coming from any visible speaker. It came from the ground itself. Another one. A new heart has fallen from the sky. Elias turned sharply, and that's when he saw her, or rather them. Towering figures emerged from the mist, each at least 20 feet tall, their forms both majestic and terrifying. They weren't human, but their features carried an unsettling beauty. Skin like molten gold, eyes glowing like twin suns, hair flowing like rivers of starlight. He froze. One of them stepped forward, kneeling. Her motion alone sent waves through the grass. Her eyes locked on him, full of strange hunger and curiosity. "You're smaller than the last one," she whispered, "but your pulse, it's stronger." Elias stumbled backward. What are you?" "We are the Varethian sisters, the keepers of life," said the tallest among them. "Our world is dying. We feed on energy, the essence of stars, the warmth of hearts. Your kind burns brighter than any other. You fell from the heavens, perhaps sent to save us." Elias' heart raced. "You mean, you drain energy from living beings?" She smiled, not cruelly, but with the sadness of someone cursed. "We take only what's freely given. But hunger is an old companion, and mercy. Not all of us remember its taste." Before he could react, the air trembled. From beyond the valley came a roar, deep, angry, primal. The ground quaked as another figure approached, even larger than the rest. Her armor gleamed black as obsidian. "Enough!" she thundered. "The last visitor promised salvation and left us weaker. We will not repeat that mistake." The other giantesses bowed. Elias could tell this one was their queen. Her gaze fell upon him like gravity itself. "Human," she said, her voice cutting through the air like thunder. "You've entered the realm of the dying. What do you offer to the starving stars?" "I didn't come here to offer anything," he said. "My ship crashed. I just need to get home." The queen tilted her head slightly. "Home," she murmured. "Such a fragile word. You think your stars care where you return? Here we live between hunger and hope." The younger giantess, the one who'd first spoken to him, stepped forward again. "Mother, please." His energy burns strong. If he shares it willingly, it might restore the great tree. Elias looked between them. "What's the great tree?" The queen pointed behind her, and for the first time Elias saw it. A colossal structure rising into the sky, its branches glowing faintly, like veins of dying light. The tree seemed half alive, half petrified, as if caught between two worlds. "That tree," the queen said, "is the heart of Varethia. It feeds our world. Without it, our people fall into endless hunger. We have tried everything. Your kind is the only fire strong enough to reignite it." Elias clenched his fists. "You mean, you want me to die for it?" "Die?" the queen echoed softly. "No, surrender. There's a difference. Death is silence. Surrender is song." He didn't understand, not yet. Days passed. The giantesses offered him shelter in their city of crystal towers. Every step they took made the ground hum with power. Elias noticed something strange. Wherever he walked, light followed. dying flowers glowed faintly again. The rivers, once still, began to flow. He realized the truth. His very presence was feeding the planet. The young princess, her name was Lyra, stayed near him always. She was curious, gentle, and strangely human in her questions. "Do you miss your home?" she asked one night, her massive fingers tracing circles in the soil. "More than anything," he said. "But sometimes, I think, maybe it's gone already."
Lyra smiled faintly.
"Perhaps the universe sent you here because your home was never meant to be a place. Maybe it's a purpose." Their friendship deepened. The queen, however, watched in silence, her expression unreadable. Rumors spread among the Varethians that the human had awakened something long forgotten. Hope, but not everyone saw him as salvation. One night, as twin moons rose, a storm gathered. Lyra rushed to his chamber, panic in her eyes. "They're coming for you," she whispered. "The Council of Thirst. They believe if they drain you now, the great tree will bloom again." Before he could respond, the walls trembled. The giants outside were chanting, their voices low and rhythmic. The air thickened with energy. Elias could feel it, his own strength being pulled from his skin. Lyra shielded him with her hands, but even she began to weaken. The queen entered, her armor gleaming like stormlight. "Enough!" she roared, halting the others. "You fools! If he dies, we all die." Silence fell. Elias could barely stand, but he saw something in the queen's eyes, fear. Not of him, but for him. She knelt before him, her voice breaking. "You don't understand, human. We are bound by our hunger. Every century, a chosen one falls from the stars. Every century, they feed the great tree. But none have survived the giving. Lyra believes you can. I want to believe that too." Elias took a deep breath. "If my energy can save this world, then show me how." The queen and Lyra led him to the base of the great tree. Its bark pulsed faintly, as if waiting. The air shimmered, and the ground beneath glowed. "Place your hand on the heart root," the queen instructed. "It will take only what you allow." Elias hesitated, then pressed his palm against the ancient bark. Instantly, a surge of warmth flooded through him. He saw visions, countless souls before him, their faces fading into starlight. The hunger of the Varethians, the despair of their dying world, the love of a mother for her daughter. All of it coursed through him. He screamed, not in pain, but in awe. Lyra fell to her knees beside him, her tears glowing as they hit the earth. "Don't stop," she cried. "You're doing it." The great tree erupted in light. Its branches flared, piercing the clouds. The planet trembled, awakening. Flowers bloomed in an instant.
Riversant.
The crimson haze above dissolved into a dawn of gold. Elias collapsed, his energy nearly spent. Lyra caught him gently, holding his small body in her vast hands. "He's fading," she whispered. "He gave too much." The queen stepped forward, removing her crown. "No," she said softly. "He gave enough." The planet's energy flowed through the queen and her people, then back into Elias. The cycle reversed, the world giving back what it had taken. His eyes flickered open. He looked at Lyra and the queen, both radiant in the reborn light. "Looks like I didn't die after all," he murmured weakly. "No," the queen said, smiling for the first time. "You were reborn." Days later, the human stood before a city alive with color. The Varethians bowed as he walked. The queen placed a fragment of the great tree in his hand, now a glowing crystal. "A gift," she said. "So you remember that surrender is not defeat. It's faith." Elias smiled. "And what of your hunger?" Lyra stepped closer, her giant eyes soft. "Our hunger is gone," she said, "but our gratitude will never fade. You're one of us now, Elias of the stars." As his repaired ship rose into the skies, he looked down upon the reborn world. Vast, beautiful, alive. He had come seeking escape, but found purpose instead. And somewhere in the endless void, the stars whispered once more, another world saved by the fire of a human heart.